A lot of people see having debt as something that is all bad. Most people would advise you to stay away from it at all costs because according to them, it is the root of all evil. They see debt as something that only worsens as it grows over time. They say you can never be able to utilize debt and get a positive outcome from it. This perception of debt is true to some extent. When you are full of debt and unable to pay on time, you only make yourself more and more drowned with little to no hope of ever recovering. Hi, welcome to Grayson Finance. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how the wealthy make money with debt. The most common mistake we do is thinking that debt is all evil. The reason why we think of debt this way is that we are only exposed to bad debt. To know how to utilize debt positively to make positive results, let's take a look at the ways of the rich. If you think that rich people won't need debt because they already have a good amount of money, then you're mistaken. Debt is actually a very good tool if you only know how to utilize it properly. In the following ways, we will take a look at how the wealthy use debt to be even wealthier. Number 1. Refinancing real estate. A lot of people regard real estate debt as good because this kind of debt has a lot of loopholes. Generally, you get a lot of taxes if you are not paying for a mortgage. That is why rich people tend to pay a lot of mortgages in order to pay less in tax, saving them more money. There's another way that riches practice in order to earn a lot of money through real estate. Let's take, for example, that you have saved $200,000. Even if that's a good amount of money, you won't be able to afford to buy a house. But if by chance, you found a property worth $500,000 but is in a bad shape, having this property will be needing some major renovations. You will then go to the bank and get a mortgage loan to settle your mortgage, which will require you to pay a 20% down payment. To put it into even more perspective, let's say that this will all require you to need the amount of $50,000 for renovations. You will borrow money from the bank again to refinance your mortgage. The first time you got your mortgage, the property's value is only $500,000 because of its bad conditions. Once you finish renovating, however, more and more people will wish to rent out your property and its market value rises correspondingly. Let's say that the value will rise up to $700,000, and like the first time, you will get an 80% mortgage. 80% of the new value of your property will be $560,000. The $400,000 will be for the first bank you borrowed money for the mortgage from, and the $50,000 will then go to the second bank you borrowed the renovation funds from. What is then left to you is $110,000. The $110,000 will serve you as your profit. Your property can be rented out to build equity and earn passive income. Another advantage you can enjoy, as mentioned earlier, is a reduced amount of tax you need to pay because you pay a mortgage. At number 2, most of the trade is based on debt. A lot of people will thumbs down to the idea of borrowing money to start a business. Most people actually prefer not doing that if they can. However, traditional businesses can actually consider debt as their best option. For instance, if you want to sell a very common product that always has demands, the ideal way to start this business right is to go to China to seek a factory that sells it at a good price as well as quality. After finding one, you will buy a container worth of products and ship it to the US. Nowadays, however, you won't need to go to China personally to purchase these types of common products. You can easily order them on sites and have them ship them to you. But did you know that you can have the product without paying for it first? China became a country that sells everything from all of their factories. In fact, it was dubbed the factory of the world. A lot of factories in China produce products non-stop to be able to cater to everything that the world needs. A lot of factories in China will let you loan their products and make you pay later. These loans are, of course, not granted to just anyone. First, you need to build trust with them for you to be able to get the chance to earn that loan. This method in business has actually been present for more than 50 years in China with the rest of the world. What actually happens is the factory will let you borrow some products that you will pay for later, and you will sell them at a higher price. By selling it at a higher price, you will gain profit from it. The thing that makes this method very good for your business is that you are not tying up your own money in this transaction. With this idea in business, you are now left with mastering your selling capabilities and skills to make success happen through this method. Number 3. Hedge funds. Hedge funds are generally made for rich people to be even wealthier. While normal people can only try their best to predict which companies will grow and rise in value and then invest their hard-earned money in these companies hoping they'll grow, rich people, on the other hand, use an entirely opposite strategy to earn money from companies. Instead of finding a worthy company predicted to grow in value, they will find a company that is falling or going bankrupt. At this moment, you will then ask how hedge funds gain money with that debt. Let's say you expect Facebook to have a stock decline because of certain reasons. You will need to borrow a single Facebook stock that will cost, let's say, $100 per stock from your broker. After this, you will need to sell that stock and gain $100. If you're right about the stock value of Facebook declining, and let's say it's now priced at $70, you will return the $70 to your broker and the remaining $30 is now your profit. While this method can sound very simple to explain, it's actually a lot harder in practice. This method will be accompanied by a lot of risks, like having the stock price of Facebook not actually declining, but increasing in value. When this happens, you will suffer a loss and will need to pay up the money for the interest on top of that $100 to be able to buy back that stock and return it to your broker. On the other hand, if you buy a stock and sell it when the prices increase, you are in a much safer situation as the only money you can lose is the money you've invested in. If by chance you are working with a lot of analysts, you will gain a huge amount of money by doing this method. At number 4, credit score. A lot of rich people use debt in various ways to be able to make more money. If used correctly, debt can become a powerful tool. The majority of businesses tend to borrow money for the cost of purchases. Credit card loans can be quite a bad kind of debt because of their high interest. But what if I tell you that you can use it positively and lower your interest rate? Well, you can do this by building a track record of you being a reliable borrower by paying back your credit card loans on time. By paying back on time, you will then build a good credit score. Number 5. Forex. Forex is a market that trades currencies and makes trading internationally possible. A market that caters to any company, whether it's local or international, to buy foreign currencies. Because of certain factors, currencies fluctuate all the time. You can make a lot of money through this market if you know or predict correctly which currency will rise or fall. Another thing that makes Forex different than any other market is that you will be able to borrow $100 for every dollar you use to trade. Trading your $1,000 will make you be in a position worth $100,000. If you make a profit of 1%, you will gain a good amount of money. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to press like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep you posted on new helpful videos.